And if we get around to it, I still have a cheese advent calendar in my refrigerator from a year ago. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope y'all are having a lovely, wonderful, fantastic day. Welcome to regular advent calendar season. I think there's something in sports about that. There's like a pre-season and then there's like your normal one. This is like the normal one. And then of course we'll have after advent season probably for the next 7 months. But today what I wanted to do with you guys is do a little run through of all the advent calendars that we're gonna be doing this year. Now I will say this year I feel like we're missing out on some. Specifically several of like the really high valued like Space NK Cult Beauty advent calendars. I don't have them currently, and I can try to get them. There's eBay. There's always eBay. So if those are calendars that you would really like to see, please let me know down below in the comments. And as we're going through this list, if there's anything that you're like, hey, I feel like you should do this one, leave it down below. Or if you're like, hey, don't you dare film that advent calendar video, you can tell me that too. There's a good chance I'll still probably do it since I already have it, but you know, you can, all your thoughts are welcome. All right, so the first advent calendar on this list, it's really no in particular order. Like it's just all the ones I have so far. We have the P. Louise Cruising Home for Christmas, and this one includes this little cute truck back here. There's little sacks in the back. It looks adorable. It looks very adorable. It was, however, very expensive, and the shipping this year was also much more expensive than in years past. I was honestly like fence sitting on this one. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get it or not, and I ended up going ahead and getting it. So the cost for this advent calendar was $420, and I do believe like that's not including the shipping. The base cost for this advent calendar here in the US was $420. So they don't really advertise like a value, so you're kind of guessing. A lot of the items that they make for their advent calendars are actually like specially for the advent calendar, so it's a little bit hard to go find a value because you can't just find it on the website. Now I'm sure not like everything is just exclusive to the advent calendar, but there are a lot of exclusive items, which helps the perceived value a little bit, plus the cuteness. That always helps. Now following up our first P. Louise advent calendar, we have our advent calendar number 2, which is a P. Louise advent calendar. This time it is the 12 Sleighs of Christmas. You know, it would have been real cute like if it came in a big Santa sleigh or something. It doesn't though. It comes in a juice box, and it was $170, and again, a value of some sort, hopefully more than $170. But between the $420 main P. Louise advent calendar and the $170 other one 12-day advent calendar, we're up to $590 in advent calendars. And then when you include the shipping, I think I paid like $730 for these two advent calendars. Now we're getting into some of the most infamous advent calendars of advent calendar season. Number 3, we have the Sephora 24 Days of Surprises advent calendar. They say this little box right here, it was $55, which I don't know if maybe I was looking at a sale price or something, but I feel like usually it's a little bit more expensive than that, which great, fantastic if they have lowered the price. But they say it has a value of $163.50, and I just don't think that's even possible. Well, y'all are seeing a picture of the packaging up here, but like in real life it's about this big, and it's the most bland thing you've ever seen in your entire life. I cannot wait to attempt to find $163.50 worth of stuff in that box. I bet we won't. We gotta bring back the tree of shame. I feel like it's gonna be extra decorated this year. Following that up with advent calendar number 4, the Sephora Premium Advent Calendar. Now this little sucker comes in a 10 box, and that makes it fancy. Fancy enough for it to cost $95 and have a $245 value. Now keep in mind, everything in these boxes are Sephora collection items. So we're not talking anything like super fancy, and in years past, I don't know how you could even possibly make little individual pieces of masks, some little like pods of body wash, and like one hair bobble and a teeth check-in mirror cost $245. I just don't know if that's literally possible. Well, we're gonna see. And of course we have to end our Sephora advent calendars with number 5, the Sephora After Advent, which is shockingly the best Sephora collection advent they have. And it's only $35 and has a value of $79. Moving away from Sephora before I already start getting like, I'm already getting fired up. We haven't even opened a box. Number 6, we have the Margot Elena 12 Magical Days Advent. We still get the Margot Elena subscription, and honestly, I think it's pretty cute. I love the little like stationery cards that come in it, and sometimes you get like candles and hand lotions and perfumes, and I think it's a really interesting subscription box, so I'm pretty excited for the advent calendar. We've never done it before, so really interested to see what's in it. It was $115 and I didn't find an advertised value for that one either, but I'll try to do some more like snooping before that video so you can see how much it's worth. So I really want to try out a couple of different advent calendars this year. So for number 7, it's actually sitting right here behind me. We have the Kinda Kawaii Bookshop Stationery advent calendar, and I thought this one looked adorable. And I personally really enjoy like stationery stuff, pens, markers, pencils, stickers, tapes, whatever else you could consider stationery, and this one just looked really, really cute. Love the packaging, so very excited about that one. It was $145, and again, I couldn't find an advertised value, so we'll have to see. Number 8 here is another advent calendar that we've never done here before on the channel. This is from Over the Moon. It is the Holiday House 25 Treasures advent calendar, and this one, like, I don't love knowing what's in the advent calendar before I open them because I think it ruins some of the surprise and the fun. So this one, I have very little idea of what's in here. I'm thinking it's probably, I said it was like little like cutesy things, like little cute things. I think maybe a couple of candies, perhaps some more like stationery type stuff, maybe some ornaments and things. I'm not 100% positive, but it looked pretty cute, and it was $195, so I'm hoping it's pretty good. Again, unfortunately, no like right out advertised value, but like I said, I'll do some more snooping. For the 9th calendar, we have the Armani, Giorgio Armani, Armani Beauty Holiday Advent. Now this advent calendar was $325 with a advertised value of $531, and it's honestly one of the only like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's fancy pants, but the real word for luxury. It's one of the only like luxury beauty advent calendars that we have this year. Now we have some other advent calendars that have like high-end name brand stuff in them from different brands, but I think the Armani one might be the only like single brand high-end like makeup advent calendar that we have. If you guys want to see any others, let me know which ones you'd be interested in down below. The 10th advent calendar we're going to be doing this year is actually also right here behind me. It's a lipstick, which I thought was pretty fun. This is the Macy's 12 Days of Lip Advent. Again, it's one that we've never done before, and I like that it was lipstick shaped. I think that was pretty fun. This advent calendar was $99, but I think it's on sale right now and still available as of the last time I checked, on sale for 58 bucks. That's pretty good. And it has a value of $192, so I'm excited about that one. It could be fun. Following that Macy's one, we have our standard Macy's one, which is probably a lot less fun. I almost also bought like the Macy's luxury one, and it was on sale for like $100, which is like half off or something insane. And I still just like, I couldn't do it because I know it's just gonna be the tiniest, ittiest, bittiest little samples in the entire world, and it's just gonna like, frustrating. I still did get the regular Macy's one. I do also believe I got this during Black Friday or something, so price was less when I purchased it, but the actual original cost of this box is $99 for a value of $240. That's for like the biggest like 25 days beauty advent calendar. The luxury advent calendar is only 12 days, and then you have the lips that are also only 12 days. Oh, this one I'm pretty excited for. I'm really excited for a lot of the more like unusual, or at least like not standard on the channel, indie brand advent calendars that we're gonna be doing this year. Next up at number 12 here, we have the Papier, which I don't know if I'm saying that right. Papier. It's either Papier or Papier. I don't, like slight variations. Probably wrong. But this is the 25 Days of Desk Delights, and I, again, love stationery stuff, desk stuff, all the pins, just the cute little pins. And the Papier brand always has the prettiest stuff, so I'm really excited about this advent calendar. It was $175 and the value is $250, so we're not seeing like an insane amount of value there, but I only really harp on the value when it's one, an advertised value, and two, it's from like a giant company, corporation that is trying to say that they're giving you this like fantastic, wonderful, amazing deal, and you should be so thankful to them for their generosity and the value that they're giving you inside this advent calendar, when that value just really truly isn't actually there, and that frustrates me. So for like smaller brands, more indie brands, handmade things, I definitely understand that the value just like, it can't be like, oh, you pay $200, you get $3,000 in return, because that's just That's just not like feasible. For the 13th advent calendar on the list, we have a Wicked advent calendar, the Wicked Premium Advent. To be fully honest, like I love the Wizard of Oz, but when the Wicked movie came out, I was like, you know, whatever. I'd never seen the Broadway play. I hadn't read like the book or anything, and my mom asked me to go see it, and I was like, yeah, sure. I like going to the movies. I was blown away. It's so good. I've yet to see the second installment though, so I'm really excited to see that. But the Wicked Advent Calendar we have this year was $125. I think I got it through thrift books though, so I got it for cheaper. It was like $84 or something, and they're also like wasn't an advertised value, but I do still believe it is available places. The 14th advent calendar on the list is Ipsy. Ipsy's 25 Days of Beauty. This cost $149.99, and it says that it has a value of 600 plus, which I think is like the same kind of value that they say every year. But we'll see about that, Ipsy. We'll see about that. Is there gonna be like one random battery operated item that they didn't send batteries with that is basically making up a third of the value inside of the box? Perhaps. We won't know until we open it. Okay, so number 15 here. This technically is another like edible advent calendar, and there will be a couple more on the list. And the reason I didn't do like just every single edible advent calendar all together right there, that little span of 3 days where I did like 3 advent calendars basically in a row of just pure sugar, I couldn't handle it anymore. I had to take a little break, and I was like, well, we got some of them out of the way. I'll just mix in these other edible ones like into the rest of the lot. We did do this one last year, and I thought it was pretty fun and a little bit different. So the Bokksu Treasures of Japan Advent, it is $199, and again, no like real advertised value, but I do think it'll be a very interesting advent calendar. Number 16 on this list is the Altered State 7 Days of Beauty Advent Calendar, and for some reason I had the hardest time tracking down anything about this advent calendar. Like they fully, I guess maybe they sold out of it and they just like wiped it from their site. I can't find Altered State posting anything about the original price, the value, wasn't nothing. They just have some pictures of like the advent calendar on like their Instagram, and they're like scattered around and stuff, but like there's no information on it anymore. But it did cost $79. I finally found the cost on another website. So it was $79 for a 7-day advent calendar. That's a little bit pricey per day. So I'm hoping this one's really good. But again, value, I don't know. No idea. Oh, okay, so I do have another kind of like higher end single brand advent calendar, the Lancome 24 Luxurious Surprises advent calendar, and I'm actually really excited about this one. I think the packaging looks really, really pretty, and I really like a lot of Lancome things, like Lancome Monster Big, still my favorite mascara, the Lancome perfume, Estrella. What is that called? I asked for it for Christmas and I can't remember the name. La Vie Est Belle. Along those lines. It's a really nice smelling perfume, and this advent calendar was $210 with a value of $675. So that's not too terrible. Alright, advent calendar number 18 on the list here is Anthropologie. Anthropologie 24 Days of Beauty Advent Calendar. Now last year there were some very suspect things happening with the Anthropologie Advent Calendar, and I tried to call them out on it. I got onto my little like chat bot customer service thing, finally got through to a representative. You guys, I was doing investigative journalism. Like I was gonna make a whole video about this, and then I forgot. I was trying to get to the bottom of why their advertised value absolutely did not meet the value that was inside of the box, and I don't think they enjoyed that. I don't think they liked that at all whatsoever, one little bit. Anywho, that was gonna be a whole video. I still hope I have that footage. This advent calendar cost $98, and it has a $300 plus value. We'll see about that, Anthropologie. Be on your toes. Number 19 here, we have the FabFitFun Holiday Advent. This costs $74.99 and has a value of $319.98. Very specific. I do believe that you have to be a member to be able to purchase this advent calendar, at least for the $74.99 price. I don't know if there's a way to purchase it for like a larger amount and not be a member, but I don't know if I do that. I just don't know how to do that. The 20th advent calendar we have on our little list here. I've already seen the box for it. It's so pretty. This is the Harrods Hair and Body Advent, which is actually a new advent for us. So this is 12 days of hair and body products. I'm thinking we might get some like body mists and lotions and that kind of thing and stuff. And oh, I guess some hair things too, and some hair stuff. This was $130 and has a $347 value. Now, this does also ship from the UK, so also these prices are converted from pounds into US dollars, and you do also have to pay, I think I paid like maybe $30 per advent I ordered from them. And it didn't matter if I ordered multiple in one transaction, it still charged me $30 per item for shipping. And then we have one of the big kahuna value advent calendars, the Harrods 25 Days of Beauty. This was $325 to purchase, but it has a $1,739 value, which, like, okay, cool. That sounds fun. Here's where things go a little bit wonky. Number 22 is, of course, the Bush's Beans Advent Calendar. And yes, I am talking about roll that beautiful bean footage Duke Bush's Beans. This was actually the first calendar I purchased for this year. It was the first one. Beans. And it was only $28, which I thought was a pretty good deal. But I am a little bit curious as to what's actually inside the advent calendar, because part of me was expecting like beans, like 24 days of beans. But I got the advent calendar and it's quite small and it's quite light, so I'm not thinking it's just full of beans, but maybe there is like, they have a whole bunch of bean merch, Duke merch and stuff, so maybe some like little merch items or bean keychain. I don't know what's in this box, but I don't think it's just actual beans, which I'm a little bit sad about for some reason. The value, who knows? The value is beans. I don't know. Advent number 23 on the list here. Y'all are going to be able to watch me lose my mind on camera. Because for day number 23, we got the Woobles Toy Workshop Advent Calendar. And I love all things crafting. I do. I even enjoy crochet. I do. I know how to make one thing, that's it. Or I probably don't even remember how to make it now. I knew how to make one thing, and that was a granny square. I tried making an octopus by following like an online tutorial. I cried, not even just once. But I really do enjoy crocheting and crafts and that kind of thing, and I thought this was a very different advent calendar, so we purchased the $140 Woobles Crochet Advent Calendar, and I will be unboxing it and then attempting to make something. Will that end well? It won't. Don't get your hopes up high, it's not gonna end well. Well, shucks. What is this one called? I forgot to change like the name of the actual advent calendar on my little slide, so it still says Woobles on it. This isn't Woobles. Oh, this is Hubman and Chub Girl, the plant, something about plants. But again, I think this is a stationery one, and they have more. They do have more. They look very cute. They have one that's like a bee themed one. They have a gingerbread house themed one. Part of me kind of wants to just get maybe like a couple more just in case, because they are still available on their website, but they are a little expensive. So the one that I actually have right now is the plant one, the plant themed one, and it was $150. Again, no real advertised value, but it looks very cute. Number 25 here on the list is like I think the tippy top of value for us this year, which is the Vogue Festive Advent. And I'm really hoping that this one is super good. The Vogue Advent Calendar from like 2 years ago was one of my absolute favorite advent calendars ever, but the one last year, I think definitely, it fell short a little bit in my personal opinion. Now this one is still available for purchase, which could be a not great thing. But if you would like to purchase it, it is $475. Madness, absolute madness. Never in my life would I purchase this advent calendar if it wasn't for specifically this reason. But the value at least is $2,135. So they're getting you there with the value, and it looks really cool. It looks pretty. It's just a very expensive advent calendar, and I'm really hoping that the quality and the selection of products is really good this year. Number 26 on the list here is a very special advent from Etsy. This is a vintage advent from the Netherlands. So I usually like to find at least one Etsy advent calendar if I can. This year I was having a hard time finding like ones that were already filled, but this one I was able to find. Like I said, it was from the Netherlands, so the cost was $325, and then you had to factor in the shipping, which I do believe was like $100-ish. And then I got a fun little bill in the mail saying that I owed another $60-something for tariffs. So that was fun too. So like, by the time it was all said and done, I think we're looking like $500-ish. Or was it $225 and then the shipping made it $325? I'll have to check on that one too. But the value, there was no like stated value or anything, but the value is, it seems interesting. So I am very excited about that one. It's actually sitting right over here next to me, nice and big box. We're getting close to the end of our advent calendars for this season, at least for now. We have the number 27, we have the Beekman 1802 The Goat advent calendar, and I usually love the Beekman advent calendar, so I'm really excited for this one. The cost of this advent calendar was $199 and the value is $460, and the packaging is usually always really interesting and unique, and the products are all like made with goat milk, so it's a little bit different than, you know, your standard like bath body type advent calendar, and yeah, I'm excited for that one. Alrighty folks, number 28 here. If you thought we were done with chocolate from like, you know, the first two we had at the beginning of advent season, we're not done just yet. We have like the creme de la creme of the chocolate advent calendars, the Vosges hot chocolate advent, which was $375 with an undisclaimed value. I do think this calendar was a lot more expensive last year. Am I making that up? I thought it was like $600 or something like that last year. See, I went ahead and bought it early because if you buy it early, it's cheaper. And I was like, I like things to be cheaper. But I swear I thought it was like $600. Anyway, $375. I hope I bought the right one. And then finally, number 39 here on the list. I almost forgot to put it on the list because I can't find it. I bought it, it arrived to me, now it's missing. It's the Bonne Maman. I'm like, Maman. I have no idea how on earth to say that. Bonne Maman. Bonne Maman. It's a jam and jelly advent calendar, or sorry, spreads advent calendar, the limited edition spreads advent. It is $54.99, and again, no disclaimed value, but apparently, like, I don't know if every single one of them, it seems a little bit difficult to do every year. Apparently they're all like limited edition for the advent calendar. I don't know if they change them every year or like you can only get them once a year in the advent calendar. They might be different, they might be the same. If you know, let me know. But I thought that could be, you know, a different kind of fun little advent to do. And if we get around to it, I still have a cheese advent calendar in my refrigerator from a year ago. Okay, so I ran the numbers really quick and I kind of wish I hadn't. It's so much harder seeing it like this way. But again, I had to remember that this is for advent season, for specifically this purpose. I would never in my entire life spend this type of money on advent calendars if this was not literally part of my job. So it's like, please do not do this. Do not, never do this. This is for educational purposes only. I'm here to de-influence you from buying most of these advent calendars. Anywho, so the total of what I spent on all of the aforementioned advent calendars is $5,066, but the total claimed value of all of these advent calendars is $10,634. So that's, in my book, we're doubling our money, right? We're coming out ahead. But I still think we have a lot of very interesting advent calendars, some new ones, some different ones, and I'm excited. Want to vomit just a little, but excited. Alrighty folks, so that is what you can expect from this advent calendar season. I know it's already like December 5th. We're already like 5 days in, and I probably should have posted like a minimum of 5 of these by now. But we haven't done that just yet, and I'm going to do my absolute best. And thank you guys for being so sweet and kind and accepting what that is, which is sometimes videos getting out slower or me just like not feeling fantastic. But you guys are the absolute sweetest and the best. So yeah. That is all of the advent calendars we're going to be doing this year. Let me know if there are any that you would really like to see that are not on the list. Please leave them down below. I really just kind of was a little bit afraid to buy too many this year. Just things are so expensive. Everything's so expensive. So I was a little bit nervous to buy like too terribly many, and then it was a little bit hard to get advents that usually would ship from the UK to here that weren't this year. And I ran into several of those that like were not shipping to the US, unfortunately. But like I said, there's always eBay. So just let me know whatever you guys want to see down below in the comments, and that is all I have for y'all today. Thank you so very much for watching. Please go ahead and consider subscribing if you would not mind. In the absolute world to me. I just hope you guys have a lovely, wonderful, fantastic day. I'll see y'all next time. Bye!